What happens when my asylum case is denied? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. You know, there are two forms of asylum in the United States, or two stages. The first stage is when you're in the United States in some kind of presence. You're here, either you entered without inspection, or you had a visa and overstayed, or you're currently in status. You can apply for asylum, and that means that you fear going back home to your home country because you're going to face persecution. And of course, persecution is something more complicated than, oh, just things are bad in my home country, but rather that I'm going to be persecuted or tortured or subject to injury or arrest if I return to my home country because of something about myself that I can't change or should not have to change. But when you apply for asylum, you submit your application, and eventually you're going to go to an asylum officer. So here in St. Louis, they bring asylum officers in from Chicago, but many people are called to the asylum office itself, and they're given an interview. Now, this interview is supposed to be non-adversarial. That means that the officer is not supposed to be cross-examining you or trying to trick you. They're just supposed to be getting information from you to make a determination as to whether you have a credible fear, a believable fear of persecution when you go back to your home country, and whether you should deserve or receive asylum. Now, after your asylum officer completes the interview, you might have to wait a few months or even years for a decision on your case. And now, if when you have the decision issued on your asylum case, if you're still in status, so let's say you applied for asylum shortly after coming to the United States on an F1 or a J1 student visa, and then you applied for asylum, if your decision is negative, if you're not going to get asylum affirmatively from the asylum officer, but you're still in status, then you would just continue in your status. So it wouldn't have a bearing on your ability to continue your F1 or J1 studies, and you would just continue on in those studies in that visa category that you entered on. If, for instance, though, you entered on a visit visa and then applied for asylum, or in some way your visa status has expired, then when your asylum case is denied by the asylum officer, you're going to be what's called referred to the immigration court. And so you don't have to leave right away, but you do have to go to immigration court, and you're going to be placed into deportation proceedings. So when you get denied, you'll get a referral notice, and it'll say that they did not either find you credible, or they did not feel that you have a reasonable fear of persecution back in your home country. It might be very cryptic. They might not say much at all. They don't have to explain why in much detail as to why they didn't give you asylum. And they tell you that you have the right to have a hearing before an immigration judge, and that immigration judge will then make the final determination as to whether or not you receive asylum in the United States. Now, once you go to immigration court, things are a lot harder. Things are a lot more combative. You're most likely going to have a DHS attorney who is trying to cross-examine you, make you look like a liar, try to poke holes in your story, and you're going to have a judge who is under tremendous pressure to deny asylum applications. Right now, asylum applications are being denied left and right, and the Department of Justice is pushing immigration judges to deny as many asylum cases as they can. So your life is going to get harder if your asylum case is denied and you end up in immigration court, because then, of course, you'll be facing deportation itself. You'll be facing, at that point, actually getting sent back to your home country. So it's not much fun when you get referred to the immigration court, but that is what happens sometimes when that's what happens every time when your asylum case is denied by the asylum officer. So unless you remain in status, you're going to get sent to immigration court, and then you're going to have an initial master calendar hearing, and then the judge is going to set your case for an asylum hearing down the road. And you're going to have to be able to articulate now why you fear going back to your home country. You're going to have to make a good argument at the beginning as to why you face asylum, or the judge might pre-terminate your case and you might not be able to assert your asylum claim at all. So these are hard times, dark times, and if you're in immigration court, you're going to have to be ready to elaborate why you fear persecution, and then you're going to have to build your case for whenever you have that hearing with the immigration judge. We hope this answers the question as to what happens after your asylum case is denied. If you have any questions, give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to find us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. And if you like this video, please be sure to share it out on social and to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get updates whenever we make videos just like this one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.